So happy to have Brock Fletcher as a friend and as a sponsor and as a educator and as a person who helps young people because this is intrinsically, it warms our soul. If you help other people, it makes a massive difference. Trends for 2024 and the reality of real estate. Remember, our website is where you can get a hold of us. All of our social media is there. mattshow.com. Please go there, check it all out. The contact box is there, and it just keep it simple. Go to the bottom of that homepage, find Brock, find Craig, find Jamie, find other people that we support as well, and get on the list, and let's do some work together. Look at my hashtag Dad Talks. Do those every day. Check those out. Just be aware, I do get a little language heavy on some of those things, but I did work for the football team at Michigan State for 20 plus years. So, I did get exposed. And yeah, here's me blaming other people for my cursing. People who know me know that's a bunch of bull crap. Anyways, Brock, how do you want people to get a hold of you?
Well, my cell phone is still the easiest way, whether it be a text or a call. It's 517-303-3262. And I do my very best to answer every time. Let me give like the top six, and there won't be a lot of detail to them. If somebody needs more detailed information, call me.
Okay.
But like these are the main things they need to know. Use of an escalation clause, number one. Use of an appraisal guarantee, two. When you do your home inspection, limit repairs to not so like putting a limit like we won't ask for any repairs less than $2,000 on a home inspection, right? That lets people know you're not going to nickel and dime them. Making sure you're working with a good local lender for your area, right? That's a lot of the respect of an offer comes from who you're financing with. Number five, your agent is part of that value proposition. So if your agent doesn't have a great reputation or your agent's inexperienced, that can cost you winning, right? Kind of have to make that decision before you write the offer though. Your good faith deposit. Industry standard is 1% for the most part. However, a great way to make your offer appear stronger than it is to beef that up. Maybe instead of doing, let's say it's a $100,000 home, instead of doing a $1,000 good faith deposit, do $5,000, right? Apples to apples, sellers are going to look at, man, they're doing a $5,000 good faith deposit. They're really serious about our home, right? So those are the things that if you implement them in your offer are going to give you a better.
I mean, escalation clause. Why is it important and what is it?
It's important because when you write an offer, you don't have any guarantee that you will get a counter offer or that you'll get a second chance because you don't know whether another offer is going to come in and compete against you, and you can't control whether the listing agent is going to give you a fair shake on playing to win. So what it is, let's say the home is $300,000. That's the listing price, and you're happy to pay that, but your absolute maximum price that you're willing to pay is $330,000. So let's say you write your offer for $300,000 and you put in an escalation clause that you will beat the next highest offer by $5,000 up to a price not to exceed $330,000. What that means is if there's a competing offer and it's anywhere, if let's say it's $310,000, that would automatically mean that your offer would beat that offer by $5,000 up to a price not to exceed $330,000. So it keeps you in the game if your initial offer wasn't good enough and the seller doesn't give a counter offer to you.
There you go. I mean, if you're competing, that's why the escalation clause is number one on the list, because it's and we didn't have to use ours, but I put a $10,000 escalation clause on ours, Brock.
And here's the thing that you have to remember, Tom, that people have to remember. Some agents are not very good and they're not very professional. And you when you submit an offer, at that time you might be the only offer, but then another offer might come in. And if that agent is lazy or unethical or something, you might be getting left out in the cold and never even got another chance. So you have to write your very best offer because you don't know that you're going to get a fair shake.
Exactly. And you can't go back unless they say, do you want to bump this offer?
Yeah.
You're not going to hear that.
You probably won't get a second chance. So that's why you got to write your best.
Exactly. You got to write your best, and you got to keep this in mind, because don't think, well, I'll just counter. No, that's not the way it works. This is not an auction. It's real estate.
Very, very, very few counter offers nowadays.
Very few counter offers. This is not an auction where you can say, hey, yeah, raise that bid. No, no, no. That's not how it works. All right. Thank you for that.
Mhm.
Appraisal about that.
Yeah, appraisal guarantee. So what that means, you're basically you're giving the sellers peace of mind. You're saying in case our bank appraisal comes in low, we're willing to guarantee a certain amount of it. So like it might be a $10,000 appraisal guarantee, let's say. That's a pretty run of the mill appraisal guarantee. So by putting that in the offer, what you're telling the seller is, in case the appraisal comes in low, if it comes in $10,000 low, we're willing to make up the whole difference. Right? So let's say again it's at $300,000 offer, it appraises at 290, you're willing to bridge the gap to 300, no problem. If it comes in lower than that, then there would have to be some type of renegotiation or the transaction can fall apart. It is important that you work with a good lender because the best lenders have the best appraisers. That gives you the best chance of getting a good appraisal.
That covers point 4 right there. Why you want to use a local lender.
Yep.
I want to give you time to talk about the inspection limit and that reassurance. I don't think I've heard you say that before. If you had, I wish I had done that in the house in Wisconsin that we bought 4 or 5 years ago, because we ran into immediate problems that I wish I would have caught on the inspection. But things happen. But this could make your deal fall apart.
Yeah, so I've seen in the past where people have decided to waive their home inspections and then major issues are discovered, after the transaction. And really, a seller just wants peace of mind that they're going to be treated fairly at the home inspection. And so I don't like for our buyers to waive their home inspection. I want them to do the home inspection. I want them to understand the condition of the property. We can achieve a very good outcome by simply putting a minimum standard within the offer regarding a home inspection where we won't ask for any repairs below a certain amount of money. That lets them know that we're not going to, nickel and dime them or go after ticky-tack items. So my favorite thing to do is to say, we're going to do our home inspections. We're going to do them within 7 business days, but we're not going to ask for any repairs less than $2,000 in cost. And that gives the sellers peace of mind, but it still gives the buyer the security to know that, like, hey, if we find that the furnace has a cracked heat exchanger, it's still completely appropriate for us to ask the seller to replace the furnace.
We wound up getting a home warranty from our seller, which we utilized. She agreed to that. And there was a couple of things that came up, and that took care of a bulk of it. So that's just another thing with the home inspection that you could go with. Brock, we're going to run out of time here, and quickly, I just need you to talk about the deposit and then do a wrap for me. Would you please? A takeaway?
Yep. Quick. Earnest money deposit is what shows your good faith to complete the purchase. Industry standards 1%. If you beef it up, it's an easy way to make your offer look stronger, and it's still protected by your home inspection contingency and your financing contingency. So that money is still protected for you.